All right, welcome on in, everybody. NorCal Sports Network. NorCal Sports Network. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Lou. And we are here on YouTube and X and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, where you can catch us. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Everybody, welcome on in. I had to put the hat on. The Giants swept the Royals.
Whopping 3 hits.
And I didn't get to wear this hat all year long. And I says, so I put it on. I put the Royals hat on just because I can, right, Lou? It's my show.
Of course. Plus, you haven't worn it all year, so why not?
Yeah, look, it's still got the original, got the tag and the little ball there. So the Giants are now what, 77 and 79?
79.
So they can win 83 if they win their last 6. Wouldn't that be something? They've won 5 of 6. They're playing their best ball, of course, because the season's over.
Yeah, I didn't like Lasky, Marty Lurie. Oh, God, what a great road trip. We've been good. We told you we just need breaks. Give me a
come
break.
on. You don't need breaks. The game,
you're not playing. Eliminated.
You're not playing for anything. So you just go out and play relaxed baseball. I need to put a new hat on.
And again, Snell, incredible.
Absolutely. Loved having him do that because I had him for my fantasy team. Look at Dodgers were 3 outs away from being only 2 games up on the Padres.
Yep, and Ohtani back-to-back.
And Betts back-to-back. That's too much. Too much.
That's what happens when you have superstars. Giants, take a note.
I need a hat. I can't wear the Royals hat. They got swept. So what hat can I put on?
I can't get ready for Arizona tomorrow. Make sure it fits.
I can't put the Cal hat on. They choked yesterday.
Yeah.
I can't put the Niner hat on. They choked today. I need a hat. What can I put on? Should I go neutral and go Montreal Expos?
Oh, I love the Expos. Good looking hat.
Let's put the Expos hat on here. Hold on.
All right, there you go.
There we go. Somebody neutral, right?
Yeah, there you go. And Dan, I do want to say one thing from last night. No, Robert, I'm not going to give the Giants credit. Why? They haven't been around all season. But there were a few guys on the chats last night, especially when I think you had to go make a wager on FanDuel. And they said their bet of the day were the Denver Broncos, who were 0-2. So I want to tell the chat, whoever it was, very good job on the Broncos.
And that's Ryan. That was Ryan, wasn't it?
Was it? I'm not sure. I couldn't remember. I didn't write it down. But, Robert, I'm not giving the Giants credit. How can I give them credit? It's all about scheduling. They got very lucky. Baltimore can't win. Kansas City's lost 9 straight. Might as well get ready because no Snell next year, and we'll see how our pitching staff is. And the worst thing about this is if the Giants say they go 4 in their next 2, Farhan's going to stay. I don't want him here. I want him out. I want the Giants to lose. They need everything. One of the things that came out probably about 5 minutes ago, because you hear it first on NorCal Sports Network, David Bell, who used to run our farm system, who then went to the Cincinnati Reds, where the Giants should have hired him, just became available. So that's a big story. I don't know where he fits, but if I were the Giants right now, I would hire him for something. But again, I just wanted to bring that up, Dan. But please go ahead. It's your show. I'm here for
David Bell got fired from the Reds. Hopefully, Farhan is soon to be added to that fired list.
Correct.
Wait, is this we have something here for Ryan? What is he? Hey, Buster, settle down. Ryan says, people who know football called me a clown. Yeah, we have something here for you, Ryan. How about we give Ryan a little shout out? Ryan Meridian. There you go, Ryan. One more time. One more time. Go get it again. Ryan, he's trolling. Had to have fun this week. Wait till next week when he's 1-3, and Niners will come back. But it's going to be a tough season right now. Tough going for the first 4 or 5 games because they don't look good. Their defense.
What's his name got destroyed? Our DB again?
Yeah, DBs look bad. Ronnie Bell.
Remember last year we had problems?
Yeah, horrible. What a minute. Robert Rothberg. It's called.
And what about the big man?
Wait.
The big man all right, or was he just getting cramps the whole time? That was just tough to watch. That reminded me of the Giants when they bring in Rodgers. Either one. You knew they weren't going to win at the end.
Yeah.
You know, they punt the ball. The guy gets 35 yards back. It just wasn't in the cards. I'd rather have it early than later in the season.
Yeah. Questions in the chat. Dan, do the Giants re-sign Snell? I would try. I mean, personally, what I would do, if you really want to know how to build this team, I would sign Snell right now, and I would trade Webb in the offseason and get me, and I would go out and get another free agent like Max Fried, because you can trade Webb and get assets back. It's hard to sign those great hitters. Go trade for some gig hitters.
Because Webb is cheap. What, he has 3 more years?
Webb has about at least 4.
Yeah,
he signed for 4 or 5 years.
4 years after this year.
I mean, you can go out and get Luis Robert for that matter. You could buy low. I don't even think you'd have to trade Webb to get Robert. You could probably get a couple of, guys like you might be able to get Matos and a Wizen Hunt and a Reggie Crawford, something like that for Luis Robert. You should go out and get Luis Robert this offseason. So it's Luis Robert might be available for a lower price because he's had a off year. The White Sox stink. They're going nowhere. Why would you want to build around Luis Robert? You're going to be the worst team. You lost 120th game today. You're 2 games away out of the next 6. If you go 4-2, you still end up with the worst overall winning percentage in modern day history. They go 4-2, and they're more likely to go 2-4 or worse. So Robert Rothberg says Webb retires as a Giant. I don't know. Maybe he does. I like Webb. But you know what? What do you have to build? If you don't go out and get free agents that are really good free agents, what are you going to do to build this team? Because you don't have it in the farm. You got one player, Bryce Eldridge, coming, and he'll probably be showing up sometime next year. And it's possible if he has a great fall league and a great spring training, he starts the season with the Giants. But he's not going to be the answer. You need so much more. What are you going to do for second base? What are you going to do for shortstop? What are you going to do for one of the outfield positions? You got 2 outfield positions pretty much taken in Ramos and Jung-Hoo Lee. Who's your third outfielder? And what are you gonna go all for Yaz because Yaz is having a great finish to the season when it doesn't count? Nice. He's done that before. And the Giants build hope on guys that perform at, I don't care when somebody performs when it doesn't really matter.
And Dan, I just want to say something. Yeah. Robert, Webb and Snell had the whole year. They're not the best 1-2 in baseball. So when you cut it out, the reason why we're talking about Webb is because of his contract. Okay, the Giants have a losing record when Webb pitches this year. You have a golden opportunity where I think he's only making 14 maybe, where the average pitcher's doing 25, 30. We can trade him. One guy, Webb, it's actually like trading maybe 2 or 3 other players. That's why you trade Webb, because the Giants are going to be in the same situation next year. And if you want Snell, you're going to have to at least go, what do you think, Dan? 6 years? 200
For Snell, 5 minimum.
Yeah.
5 minimum.
So, Robert, stop talking like you're Farhan. This year, they weren't the best 1-2. They weren't even close. So let's cut it out, man.
Yeah, Webb did not perform. Yes, I'm going to go to the fall league, Jake. I will be out there. Fuji, how do you say it? Fuji Simeon 13 says, so Luciano going to be an outfielder now. Looks like it. You know, maybe he's that third outfielder if he can produce. I don't know. You know, maybe he becomes the left fielder and Ramos moves over to right. And, you know, I wouldn't give up on him. He's only 23. Ramos, they almost gave up on at 23. Look what he's doing now at 24. So don't give up on Luciano.
Yeah. Or he needs a new start. I mean, fresh start. You got to do what's best for him now because it's completely out of control.
Yeah. So, guys, Giants are 2 games under 500. I think they probably finish. They're 77 and 79. I think they finish probably 80 and 82. That would be my guess. They've poured it on. I didn't think they'd win more than 2 or 3 games on this road trip. They've surprised us all. They're 5-1. But you know what? It's when it's too little, too late, guys. I don't even, who cares? Season was over weeks ago. And to get excited about people who perform when there's no pressure to perform, you're just going out there and playing freely. What did they do today in the box?
Yeah, let's look at the box, and you'll see what I mean. Let's look at the box score.
Let me pull it up. Give me a minute to pull it up here, and I will do that.
All these people make it like it was a nice, 8-0 win or something. No, it wasn't like that.
Let's see. How did they hold on here?
Tyler Rogers almost blew it again. Got lucky.
Ooh, the Twins got swept today.
Yep.
Wow. That means the Tigers are in
3-12 in their last 15.
Wow. That's bad. Phillies beat the Mets 2 out of 3. I mean, the Mets beat the Phillies 2 out of 3.
Yeah, good game tonight.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's pull up the old box score here for the San Francisco Giants. And all right, it was a quick game, too. It was just like innings were flying.
Yeah.
The Giants got 3 hits. That was it. They scored their 2 runs in the first inning. And that was enough. The game was over. Blake Snell, dominant once again. The 3 hits today.
2 hits.
And McRae and Wisely. And now here's what ticks me off about this team. And I can't stand it. I really cannot stand it. This is what ticks me off. What did Casey Schmidt do while Chapman was on paternity leave?
He played well. Defensively, got some big hits. 2 nights ago was the only runner that got a hit and runners in scoring position.
And what do they do with him?
They bring Crapman back, and then of course, boom.
And Wisely's playing second base, and Walton's playing a second. Why is Casey Schmidt? I don't care about the platoon. I could care less. I want to see guys that are high draft picks that have high upside. Brett Wisely does not have, and Webb has 5 years left, by the way, on that.
5 years. Wow.
Yeah. Brett Wisely does not have a high upside. He's a platoon player at best. Casey Schmidt has power, potential. He has 20 home run power. Why is he not playing every day? This organization is the stupidest organization next to the White Sox. Really. And for as much money and as large of a market they have got to be one of the poorest run franchises in the game. They are absolutely moronic. It is absolutely ridiculous that Casey Schmidt sat, Luciano sat, Matos is down in AAA. Those are your three top position players that you are waiting to see if they can come up. Outlaw, I don't care if Luciano's terrible. Play him. These are meaningless games in the standings for the San Francisco Giants. Why is he not playing? And who's disrespecting Chapman, Robert? We're just saying he's not the answer for the Giants by himself. He's a really, really good player. He's not a great player. He's only made like one All-Star team. He's not a great player. He's a great defensive third baseman. He's a very, very solid base runner. He's a very good clubhouse presence. He's a leader. He's good to have on your team, but he's not enough for this team. The Giants are going to have to go out to make Matt Chapman, having Matt Chapman on your team not be a waste. The Giants are going to have to go get 2 more stars to play every day. I don't know where that's coming from. So, Shake and bake, says Lou. If you're the GM taking over the Giants this offseason, what are your moves to bring this team back to playoff contention? Go ahead, Lou. You're the GM.
I would have already signed Snell for an extension. I would have, because it's not too often you can get an ace. Not like Webb, a true ace. The problem is his agent is very difficult. I know he's going to go to the open market. I think that should be the Giants' 1 or 1A priority. The other thing, too, is you got to get a bat. One of the things about Dan is bringing up about Chapman is Chapman, you guys think is good because we don't have anybody else really on the team right now of that caliber. So for him to be worth the money, we need players, at least 2 on his stature. Right now, we don't have it. If you guys look at our lineup, I don't want Yaz back. We've had Yaz for 6 years. He's a good 4th or 5th outfielder. I'd rather get fresh blood. Okay. Number 2, Lamont Wade. I don't want any more. So what we got to do, guys, is we have sort of an organization that is happy to be battling for the 3rd wild card. If I was in charge, screw being that. I got to figure out a way. How can we be like the Padres of trying to knock off the Dodgers? That's the old San Francisco Giants way. That's how it has to be now. We've come to the point now where we're satisfied being 500. That makes no sense. We have either number 1 or 2 ballpark in the world, right? Everyone loves Oracle Park, but our team doesn't go to the level of Oracle Park. I had a friend the other day that came up to me and says, "Oh, I went to a ball game. You're not going to believe this. I sat in the bleachers." I said, "How was it?" He said, "Great. 2 tickets for $10. That's the problem right there. So you got to get it back. We need somebody that can actually, seeing the Dodgers today, we thought it was going to happen last night, where they have 3 studs in their lineup. We have a half a stud. And I'll give Chapman great defensive leads and stuff, but he's not a great hitter. We need bats. The Giants have already told us, and you got to decide, if you get Snell and you're going to go for it, which I think is going to be probably 6 years, $210 million, then you got to get bats that can help him out. Because if you get Snell and you keep what you have now, it's complete. It makes no sense, and you got to be upfront with the owners. I mean, not the owners, the fans and season ticket holders, Dan. Hey, guys, because last year Farhan said he was going to go for it. He didn't go for it. He got mediocre people. He overpaid for a center fielder and never played here. They got injured. Sorry. What I would do is you got to decide. Do I want to sign Snell? And if I do, you got to at least get 1 or 2 more bats. If you're not going to do that, then it's completely useless. On what I would do, Dan.
Yep. Kyle says, "What's up with the Expos hat tonight?" I didn't have any winning hats to put on. I started the show with this because I never got to wear it. They never beat the Royals, didn't win, and I couldn't put this hat on. We lost again. I couldn't put my Cal hat on. They lost yesterday. I mean, what could I do? I put a neutral hat on.
Yeah, there you go. And Dan, I just want to bring up on the chat, Outlaw talks about 3 players. Pete Alfonso has Giants written all over him, but I don't want him. If you looked at him his last couple of years, he was great 5 years ago. Here's his year
Alonso,
to be a free agent.
Yeah.
I wouldn't spend that much money on him. I would definitely go after Springer, Adames. You guys got to start thinking.
I think Springer's a little. I think Springer's washed
and make a difference.
I think Springer might be more on the downside of his career.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if I want Springer. I'd take Adames, but it's going to be tough. I'm not even ready to start figuring out what the Giants should do until baseball's over. You know why? Because we could talk about it over the next 20, 30 days, and nothing's going to happen. Let's start. What they should be doing, what we should be talking about is what they got to do to clean house. Guys you don't want back. Like you said, you don't want Yaz back as a starter. Hold on, I'm getting text here.
News?
No, just different things. I'm getting all these trolls, people sending me on the Rams stuff.
It happens. Real fans.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, Yaz has got to not be the starting outfielder, period. Just period. What else? We've got let me hold on. I got to get my turn the air down a little bit in here. I get warm in here. So we got to get rid of Yaz. Conforto's done. He's gone. Who else? I mean, it's kind of weird how they treated Conforto. Like, he's a guy that actually had some pretty raw power and hit lefties well, and yet
they said, "Hey, you're not coming back early.
Yeah,
you're not coming back."
Yeah, and they never played him.
He's being treated like a part-time player.
Yeah, exactly. And he's the highest paid player on the team, and they've treated him like a part-time player.
Yep,
crazy. And I mean, it's highest paid position player, right? $18 million.
Yeah.
What else can they do? They've got to get rid of, obviously, Farhan.
Yeah. It all starts with him.
Yeah. They've got to come back with a new first baseman, a new second baseman, a new shortstop. Tyler Fitzgerald is not the everyday shortstop. He could be second base, but he's not an everyday shortstop. He doesn't have the arm for it. He just doesn't look to me like a shortstop that would hold up over 162 games.
I mean, right now, really, you have 3 guys that I would have in the lineup that I'm sort of excited about. You have Lee leading off, so at least you're taking care of that. You have a leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
Ramos, which I tell you the truth, I liked him in center field, but you're going to have Lee in center field, so you're going to have to put him in right.
Right.
And then you got Chapman at third. Really, that's all you have. We know we need help everywhere else.
We got Bailey behind the plate, but you know,
I don't know if he can go a whole season. You know, I mean, I'll give him another year. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, he's yeah. Yeah, what are the guys? Let me just look at these guys' batting averages. Okay, so right now, Yaz is hitting 232, Ramos 265, Wade 263, Chapman 247, Bailey 232, Encarnacion 260, McRae 212, Fitzgerald 288, Wisely 227, the guys that played today. Contrast that with the Royals. They have 251, Bobby Witt 334, Perez 271, Melendez 212, Renfro 229, Gurriel 297. I mean, Giants had two guys over 265, Ramos and Fitzgerald. That's it in their lineup today. Royals had Witt, Perez, Gurriel, just only three. But I mean, there's a lot of hitters right now in baseball that are not hitting well for average. And
but Dan, what I wanted to tell you is KC, even though they haven't shown it, if you take these last 2 weeks out, they are third in the league with runners in scoring position. Third overall.
Yeah. Wow.
That's why they are in a chance to be in the playoffs. The Giants, I think we're 24th with runners scoring position. What me and Dan want is we want guys with runners on anywhere just to at least make contact. You know, do you guys remember that 1 week when we won 5 different walk-offs? One was a single, one was a pass ball, one was an error, one was a sacrifice fly, and then the other one was like a batter's interference or something. It was amazing. And then the one single was like a bunt down the third base line.
Yeah.
You know, that's how the Giants 5 walk-offs. That's horrible. You know, but they need to do, guys, this is the same team as last year. We spent an extra $48 million, and again, we're not making the playoffs. So there's no we have to do.
Speaking of playoffs, who's going to the playoffs? It looks like we've got the Yankees have wrapped it up. The Orioles will be a wild card team, and Cleveland's wrapped it up. They will be probably the 2 seed, Yankees the 1, Astros will be the 3rd seed, and then in the National League, the Phillies and the Dodgers are both going at it. Dodgers have a 1-game lead over the Phillies for the best record. Got the Brewers. And then let's take a quick peek, shall we, at the wild card, because that's going to be interesting. The wild card, look at the American League. The Orioles are going to be the top wild card. Then you got the Royals, Tigers tied for the 5th spot or the 2nd wild card, and the Twins and the Mariners 1 and 2
the
games
A's
back.
ended in Seattle. So Seattle has 3 games against the A's to end.
Okay. And and then in the National League, we look, the Padres got a nice 3-game cushion. Diamondbacks choked today, gave up 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th. They led 9-6 and lost 10-9. And the Giants come to Arizona tomorrow night.
So they're going to be pissed.
Yeah, they got that long flight from Milwaukee, and Giants got a flight from KC. So, yeah, 2 different flights.
And the Mets start a 3-game series tomorrow, Tuesday at Atlanta.
Yes, at Atlanta, and they trail by 2. Atlanta has to win 2 or it's over. Yeah. But they really need to sweep because you don't want to go in.
Again, I will be there in Atlanta on Tuesday night at the game.
Okay, great.
Maybe I'll do a check-in.
Very good.
Depending on the time.
Yeah. Call in after the game, but we'll be no, we won't be just starting. We'll be still in, but yeah, that'll be fun. So the Cardinals and Giants, there we go. It's like the Cubbies are done, eliminated. So it's one of those teams, Mets, D-backs, Braves, going home unhappy. Who do you think it is, Lou?
I think the Mets don't make it. I really think, Atlanta, I think it's going to go to the final 3 games of the season. I think Arizona would take care of the Giants because remember, there's no Snell. So they have a huge advantage of that. And I think if they win Tuesday night in Atlanta, I'm going to have to get ready to, the Mets, they have gotten lucky against Philly. They should have been swept, but they, took 2 out of 3. So I think the Mets.
You think the Mets? Okay.
Because the Mets now have to go on the road the last 6 games. So I think that's, that's always tough.
I think it's going to be, I don't know who holds the tiebreaker. That should be interesting between the Mets and the D-backs because
yeah, that's the other thing. What happens if they tie? I don't know who holds the tiebreaker either.
Let me see. Hey, I bet Siri doesn't know. Hey, Siri, who holds the tiebreaker for the New York Mets Atlanta Braves this year? You won't know. You don't know Jack.
Or what's the season series so far?
Yeah, they played what? They probably played 10 games so far. Let's see. Hey, Siri, what are the results? What are the results of the Atlanta Braves New York Mets games this year?
So Mets end with 3 in Atlanta and then 3 at Milwaukee.
How do we find this out? I have to go look at each.
Oh, here I'm on the Mets. So let's take a look.
You're on the Mets page.
So they're 2-2 against them second half of the season.
Yeah, I can just look right here.
So you got to go the first half.
Okay, because that's going to be all right. They first played each other. Braves, Mets. They played each other in May in New York. The Mets won 2 of 3. Okay, so
so they hold 1 game.
The Braves won 2 of 3. Braves won 2 of 3 in May in New York. So Braves up 2-1. Next series was played
So they had a game postponed. Was that replayed? Yeah, it must have been.
They had a 4-game series in New York. They split 2-2. So they've had their 7 games in New York. That means the Braves won 4-3. And then they played. Come on, where is this? They must have played each other in August. When did they play in Atlanta? I'm missing.
So they had a 4-game series in April.
Oh, they played in April, the 4 games at home.
Well, 1 game was postponed. I assume they played that game again, right?
We'll find it. Okay, in that 3-game series, the Mets won 2 of 3.
Yeah.
So that means it was 4-3. It's 5-5. Let me see if I can find that makeup game. 5-5. Wait a minute. Is that right? Come on. How am I doing this? Why can't I? There should be an easier way than have to look the schedule up. Let's do this again. In April, the Mets won 2 of 3. Okay. Game was postponed. Mets up 2-1. Remember this, Lou, 2-1.
2-1.
Mets 2-1. Okay. Next series. Looking for New York. In May, The Braves won 2 of 3. So it's now 3-3.
3-3.
3-3. That was in May. And the next series, looking through June, they didn't play in June. In July, New York. Oh, they played a 4-game series in
New York.
4 games, 5-5. So this makeup game must be this week's game, Thursday game. Let me look. Was that the original, or did they have them? They only play each other 13 times, so they don't play 14. So it's 5-5. Okay, one of these games.
Whoever wins this series will hold the tiebreaker.
Yeah. So it's 5-5. And if the Braves win 2 of 3, they will final 3 games will be at home for the Braves.
And if they sweep them, they're up 2 games.
Correct. They sweep them. It's over. I'm gonna say,
wow.
If the Braves win 2 or 3, who do the Mets finish the season with? I know that
Milwaukee.
Oh, they're lucky because Milwaukee's playing for nothing. And what could be weird is they could be going for the 3rd wild card, the Mets, and could get it and have to stay in Milwaukee and face Milwaukee
and Atlanta plays Kansas City at home.
Yep. The Royals may get knocked out. Darn it! I just hit my knee on my table. Ooh, that hurt. The Royals could end up on the outside looking in. They've lost six straight, right?
Yeah, and I think it's really bad for them.
The Royals have lost
their last 10 games.
7 straight. The Royals have lost 7 straight, Lou.
Yeah.
And they're going to, where's the Royals' next game? Tuesday night. Let's take a look and see if we can look at the schedule. Let's see who the Royals. We know they finished with the Braves.
Yep.
So the schedule on Tuesday night looks like this. The Royals are at Washington. So they got the Nationals for 3, minus CJ Abrams, of course, as we discussed last night.
And is it at Washington?
At Washington, yep. They need to go to Washington and get well.
Yeah.
7 straight. Woo!
It happens.
Yeah. TN says most likely the Mets and D-backs get in. I would think so. The D-backs have 3 with the Giants and then 3 with the Padres, right? To finish. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Wild.
That's why these games against the Giants, they need.
And, the Padres have a big cushion not a big, but a little bit, but they've got to play the Dodgers in LA starting Tuesday night for 3.
And the other thing, too, is imagine if San Diego plays the Dodgers and sweeps them somehow. There's always going to be a letdown the next series.
Well, they would be only 1 game behind the Dodgers for the
And you got to remember the Dodgers had a rough time this weekend. They were lucky to win today.
Oh, my goodness. I was watching it, and, just for my fantasy baseball kicks, I was watching Ohtani, hoping he would do something good because I needed it. And when I saw him hit that, I go, my goodness, he got all of it. The guy's just unbelievable. 2-0 count, boom. So we go into my final 6 days, Lou. I got to hold on. I had a big day. I got 4 points today.
There you go.
And I went back into first place. I changed the team name, Lou. What you want to know what I changed the team name to?
Anyone other than the Giants? I want a winner.
Well, I had to bring back the football fantasy. I had to bring Buster back.
Oh, Buster.
Buster, boys.
That was
Down the
good.
stretch they come.
I hate the Giants team number 6. I like that.
Yeah, that's Vince Russo there. He's got he's in second. Man, it's so close between the top 3. We're bouncing up and down because it's based on
Points,
categories,
pitching staff, strikeouts. Oh
yeah, all that. And if you change places, you go up or down, and the top 3 were so close. Like, look at runs scored, for example, for the whole season. I'm at 983. Vince is at 977, and the guy in third place 979. That could change in a day.
Oh yeah.
I'm not catching guys with over 1,000.
No, but you just need.
But this guy's got 980 down here.
Yeah.
So I barely.
How many points do you lead the whole thing by?
Only 3 or 2.5. 2.5.
Oh yeah.
87 to 84 and a half.
Because look at just today, the points changed. One guy lost 4.5.
Yeah.
You gained 4. That's all it takes.
It's all it takes. Yeah, I lost 3 or 4 the other day, gained it back. So you aren't shifting your daily lineup correctly. Who says that? TN.
He's in first place. What do you mean he's not?
Oh, my games played. That's because I didn't have a catcher for a long time during the season. My catcher was my catching games played. I went without a catcher for a long time because I couldn't get a good hitting catcher. And now I just dropped a catcher last night. My catcher stunk. He was killing my average. Freddie Fermin. Little Furman the Vermin. Got rid of his ass. He wouldn't perform, man. I had a team meeting, called him in. I said, get it together. You're off the team. You want a ring or not?
Yep.
He went 0 for 4. I said, get your butt out of here. You're gone.
Gone. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I'm optimizing good. I just didn't have a catcher for about I went without a catcher. No catch. We have 2 catchers playing. I went without a catcher for two like a month or with no catchers. So, but I'm picking it up in strikeouts, and I hopefully hold on there. My saves, I've got a lead. Oh, he's catching me. Did he get 2 saves today?
All it takes.
He got 2 saves today, and he's closing in on me with saves. That's 5. He's got 5 closers to my 3 because I dropped some closers because I wanted starters at the end. Let me see. Did he get 2 saves? That's just not right. That's not right. He got 2 more saves. I didn't get any save opportunities today. I got Clase and Mason Miller and Johan at the Twins. No save opportunities. Yikes. I got to figure this out, Lou.
All right. And then, hey, I just want to shake and bake since you did do the special chat. You know, it's sort of bland right now, but I think the Giants got to make, and we've been talking about this all year, a direction. If you're going to go for pitching, sign Snell. But that has not worked, just getting pitching. So they need, if you're not going to do Snell, use that money in a trade and get a couple bats. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to make sure he knew. I did want to answer it.
TN says, where do you think Ohtani finishes? What is he, 52, 51 now? No, he's at 52, 53, right? He got 2 stolen bases today.
I don't know how much he's going to play the last 3 games. That's the thing. Why play this doesn't mean anything.
Well, you want to keep him in
I know.
shape because you know why? They're going to have 5 days off.
Yeah, and you saw what happened last year.
Yeah, they're going to play him because you don't want to sit him for 7, 8 days without a game. So I think Ohtani finishes at 55 homers, 57 steals.
I mean, they got some live games. That's when he shows up. I mean, they got San Diego, and then Did they play at Colorado?
In the final 3 games.
Yeah, but is it there?
Yeah,
No,
at Colorado.
Because you got to remember, in Colorado, who knows what he'll do? You know, he just makes contact, the ball flies out.
Yeah. I think they're going to play him probably because he's a DH.
Yeah.
They might rest, a Betts or a Freeman for a game, but I think because they got to play to get their rhythm, I don't think you want to sit those guys for even 2 games in that series.
I think I play, it all depends how the first couple of games against San Diego go. But with Colorado, I'd probably each give them a day off the final week of the season. You're at Coors Field, maybe one at bat. You got to make sure you don't get injured because those games might not mean anything. You need them for the playoffs.
Right.
Giants don't know what that means, but other teams do.
Yeah. It should be interesting. Let's go to football real quick here. Why don't we cover the NFL games that we talked about today? See how we did on our picks.
Sure. Did you write them down or?
No, but we'll remember them. I thought you were writing them down. We'll have to go. Okay.
There were a few surprises. I thought this weekend was very tricky, betting wise.
Yeah, I don't think
the only game I knew for sure was Seattle. That was it.
Yeah, I missed on my number 1.
And chat, tomorrow, remember, guys, there are 2 Monday night games.
Yeah.
2.
All right. Giants, Browns. I think we both had the Browns, right?
Correct.
All right. We're 0 for 1. I had the Packers. You had the Titans.
I had Tennessee.
1-1. You keep your score. I'll keep mine. I'm 1-1. Actually, you should keep mine and I'll keep yours. I'll keep mine and you keep yours. I'm 1-1. Colts. I had the Colts.
I had the Colts.
Okay. We're both 2-1. Right? No, yep. You're 1-2.
I'm 1-2.
No. Yeah, you're 1-2. I'm 2-1. I had the Vikings.
No, I had the Colts. I'm 2-1.
Yeah, you're 2-1. I
did not have the Vikings. I went with Houston.
No, you were 0-2. You had the Browns.
Oh no, yeah, I am 1-2. All right. I'm 1-3.
You're 1-3. I'm 3-1. I had the Saints.
I had the Saints 1-4.
3-2. I had the Steelers.
I had the Steelers because of the quarterback problem.
Oh, I thought you didn't take the Chargers. You took the Steelers.
Nah, because what's the name? I told you weren't even sure if he was starting.
Okay, I'm 4-2. What are you?
I'm 2-4.
Okay, I'm. What did I say? I am.
You said you're 4-2.
4-2. I had the Buccaneers.
I had the Buccaneers 2-5.
I'm 4-3. I had the Raiders.
I did not have the Raiders.
You took the Panthers?
Well, of course, they told them the spread went from 6.5 to 4.5. I told everybody it was a trap game. That was the only line that went from 7.5 down to 5.5.
On the show last night, you had the Panthers?
I said it would be a very tricky game, and we didn't want to all go the same. But it gets worse. Keep going.
Hold on.
I had Seattle.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
It gets worse.
We've got to we've got to do something here. 1 second. Hold on. Oh. All right, Lou. You ready to?
Was I wrong? I said.
Hold on 1 second.
Philip, do you remember me saying that?
Lou,
are you recapping our things?
Hold on here. Let me go back. This is last night.
No, I understand. Trying to be honest.
Last night, Lou, 49ers, Rams, we both got the Niners.
Yes.
Okay, Detroit, Arizona, your pick?
I mean, Detroit really needs the game. They can't go 1-2. Arizona played a bad Rams team where they lost their star player. You know, these are the type of games where Detroit wins because Arizona, even though they're favored, they don't come through.
You know it, Mark.
So I'll take Detroit.
Is Arizona favored in this game?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to take the Lions. Kansas City at Atlanta. I'll take Kansas City.
I'll take Atlanta.
Okay.
The impossible game coming back for the win.
I hope so. I hope they.
Did you see how that Arizona game ended?
Baltimore. Let's go to that. This
in NFL.
Miami. Your pick. I'm taking.
But Chargers quarterback. You know, he's a game time decision.
Hey, we'll see you, Ben.
Chargers. What the hell?
All right, we've got Denver at Tampa. I'm taking Tampa.
Of course.
Yeah. Carolina at Vegas. Here we go, Lou. Your pick.
I got to do the Raiders just because Carolina's horrible. I'm not sure who the backup quarterback is.
I'm taking the Raiders too. Miami at Seattle. Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
Well, I guess I bet him today, so that's all right.
You got more bets going. I couldn't. Okay. Proof in the pudding. Kyle says, okay, we got to bring these scores back up here from, hold on. I got to bring the games up. What was my record? 4-4? After, here we go. Okay. Let's see. I lost.
We were on the Broncos game.
Yeah. I lost the Giants. I'm 0-1. I lost the Eagles, the Saints. That's 2 losses. Bucks 3 losses. Yeah, Raiders. I'm 4-4. And you're
I'm 2-6.
2-6. Okay. We both took the Seahawks.
Correct.
Okay, I'm 5-4. You're 3-6. We both took the Ravens, I think, too.
I had the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm 6-4. We both had the Niners. I'm 6-5. Lions, I won that one 7-5. Chiefs, I'm 8-5. And you took the Falcons.
Yeah. So I was
I'm 8-5. What were you? 4-9? 4-9. Okay, we've got 2 more games tomorrow night. We'll have to see how we do.
And if you saw, Atlanta should have won today. Should have beaten the Chiefs.
Yes.
They got every single referee call and still cannot close the deal.
They couldn't close it at the end.
Yeah.
Why are you going around on your 4th and inches and you go wide against that Chiefs
because you got a quarterback who just comes off an injury that they knew would not go up the middle.
You know what I would have done, Lou? Would have took some balls. But how about this? Bring in Michael Penix.
Just for that play?
And line up for a quarterback sneak and throw it up over the top for a touchdown. No, I mean
Penix played him.
I would have brought in Penix
twice. Lucky.
Why not bring in Penix he's a big guy. He should be able to lunge for a half a yard.
Yeah.
You could push him. He's a strong kid.
Yeah, they had so many chances at the end. But you know what? Championship teams win like that on the road.
Right, Philip, you're right. If they kicked that field goal with 4th and 5 from like the 20-yard line, wherever they were at, 15, they would have made the field goal. They would have been down by 2. The end of the game, they could have kicked the winning field goal. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, yeah,
and
it's
then
frustrating.
The 2 games tomorrow night, Big Dan?
2 games tomorrow night. I picked the Bengals in one, and the other game was, let's go back up to the top. I think they're up here. Yeah, I got the Bills and the Bengals. I got the Bees. I got the Bees brothers.
Yeah,
I think
so you got the chalk.
I think you do too, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Jaguars, they're going to have to get rid of that coach. This year their hype was so big. Trevor Lawrence signed a huge contract. They have laid eggs. Buffalo at home is always tough. And, the Bengals after last week where they got screwed, the Bengals is the team that always starts off slow and then they win usually like about 6 or 7 in a row. So, but yeah, I like the two tomorrow. I only played, I bet against the Raiders today. And then I also took against the Raiders the second half because they were going nowhere quickly. And then I made one big bet, and that was Seattle. I told everyone last night, Seattle.
Hey, I'm putting on one of those. My hats look like one of those helmets.
Yeah, they're pretty funky, huh? When they're that big.
Yeah, I got one of those practice helmets on. How's that look?
There you go.
Does that look pretty good? A practice helmet?
All right, Dan. So we said we're going to talk about football. I don't know if everybody saw your show with Larry Krueger, but since we have the chat and they're all talking about how good of handicappers there are, we might as well talk about the Niners today. Were you surprised they lost the way it ended?
Very, and very to both.
To both.
To both. They totally had that game. They had it in so many ways, and it's reminiscent of the way they lost the NFC Championship game.
Years ago.
Drop ball by Jaquiski Tart on a easy pick at the same end of the – no, maybe it was different end of the end. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember my TV screen, which way it was going. But Ronnie Bell today, all he had to do is catch that layup of a pass to him.
It was almost like he can't see in the lights.
I don't know.
Like, what are you doing? It's right in your hands.
I see the Shanahan as a choker, from Bub Rad, but really, maybe he does choke at times. But is it really his fault when players don't execute? When he just dropped the ball, is it his fault that the special teams totally blew it? Maybe it's his fault because he hired certain guys that he shouldn't have hired. Maybe that's what. But you cannot. I mean, maybe it's his fault because he's stubborn enough to keep Ronnie Bell. I don't know. Ronnie Bell has dropped more passes than he's caught when I'm watching him play. And
I mean, Niners had 425 total yards. The Rams had 296. You were on the road. You got outscored by 10, 20-10 in the second half. And then again, our question mark last year was our two things, our DBs and our kicking game. And both let us down.
The defensive backs were bad today. They don't have much team speed like they did before. I'm telling you.
Larry's buttoned that up a couple times.
They are really hurting with Dre Greenlaw. I brought up today. He's the missing piece to this defense. With him not going, he's a run stuffer and he can defend on the pass, but he's so quick sideline to sideline that without him out there, you can run and gash through the front four. And they just don't look like a team to me that has a lot of cohesiveness. It looks to me like they got a lot of stars, but they're not putting it all together, playing together well. Purdy, I was upset today that they didn't win the game because Purdy played maybe one of his top 3 games that I think he's ever played. Jennings
was incredible.
Yeah. Purdy was 23 of 30, I think, or 23 of 32, something like that. Wait.
22 of 30.
22
3
of 30.
touchdowns, 292.
6 drops. So he could have been 28 of 30. Say if only 4 of those get dropped. I mean, 2 of those instead of 6. He's 26 of 30 for over 300 yards. And the way he was running and you know what? Why it ticked me off so much, Lou, is because I heard all the haters come out and say, what can he do? Let's see what Purdy can do this week without his weapons. You know, I even heard Colin Coward go out and say so much as he was a trust fund kid, that he's got all these weapons and it's easy for him to do what he does because he's got all the weapons around him. Well, what do you say today when you don't have Kittle, Debo, and CMC in the lineup, and he still carves up the Rams? Now, the Rams defense isn't what we would call the greatest, but still, Purdy, you could see it in him. He's an accurate thrower. He's a gamer. He knows. He reminds me just a lot of the way Brady, the competitiveness. I'm not saying he's Brady. No, I'm not. Please don't misquote. I'm just talking about his mindset.
He puts the ball exactly where it should be.
Yeah.
So the players can get it. The other thing I like is he's starting to run a little bit more, where, he realizes he's down on a few of his caliber guys. He ran, where normally he wouldn't. He would get that 8-yard gash to make the plays easier. I just was upset at our DB, number 7. And then what about the very last play of the game? I saw for a second they were going to break it. Did you see the last play when they did the cow lateral?
Oh, totally. It was amazing.
Now, did you see who didn't want the ball at the end because he knew he was either going to get hit? Did you see who was the last player? Ayuk. They were going to throw it to him, and he goes, no, I'll just go out of bounds. This ASU punk. Come on. I'm getting sick and tired of Ayuk. Guy's not ready. He was greedy. On a play like that, you got to we need guys that want the ball all times and go for it. It really upset me the way that game ended. The other thing, too, is I don't like it where the one thing about the Niners, we just can't show up and win, especially when we're on the road. That's why the NFL is so tough. There are so many great people. You got to give it your all. And the one thing about Shanahan is he goes, you know what? The better team won today. Why? Because they did the job they were supposed to do. It's just gotten to the point where I was so upset. I thought at the very end, what really ticked me off is they did the draw for 6 yards, which was the last touchdown they scored. As soon as he handed the ball off, Stafford already raised his hand. Come on, guys. We all know it's coming. So it was just a little upset. But you know what?
Oh, is that what Ayuk was pissed off, Mark, on the sideline at the end of the game? He says Ayuk on that lateral was hit helmet to helmet.
I see Philip saying, I just saw at the very end he didn't want the ball, where he was the very last player, and he basically goes,
well, if he was hit helmet to helmet, why wasn't there a flag on that? From that
point, the very final play?
I don't know if we can. Let me see if I can pull that up.
Where the Giants, I thought for a second that, they started doing it and they got to like the 35 of the Rams.
Yeah. It was almost
dramatic.
The tight end who had it, it looked like he had a breakaway and thought he could get there.
Yeah.
Let me see if they show that last play here. I'm just looking here.
No, you got to remember, I thought Purdy played great. When you're missing 3 of your studs,
all pros,
the game changes. All the pressure's on him. We all know how good Jennings is, but imagine if Jennings wasn't there. It wasn't Ayuk today. I didn't see him that much getting double teamed. There were a couple of plays where, they just didn't connect. But without Jennings, the Niners would have been destroyed.
Yeah.
Now, again, it's only 3 games. Ayuk didn't have any preseason because of his greed. So, I'm just hoping, he realizes we need him more than ever.
It really stinks that they let this team.
Sort of reminds me of what was it 3 years ago where we were like 4-6 and we won our last 8?
3 and 5, I think they won something crazy. It's frustrating because their guys. I think when they get all their guys back, I just don't know if CMC's coming back until closer to December. I really don't. I don't think he's coming back in 3-4 weeks when he's eligible to come off the IR. I think CMC. My guess is CMC doesn't come back till first week of December. I'll say.
All right. Well, next weekend they play New England, so they're at home. So they'll probably be a 10.5-point favorite. New England's got a good defense. They just don't have an offense.
Yeah, they've
got to be able to get that. Then we play Arizona, and Arizona plays us tough.
Yeah, and then
they've got the matchup, and then Thursday night at Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle's 3-0.
But the thing about Seattle, let me just take a look at their schedule because they're 3-0. They play next Monday night at Detroit.
That's a loss.
So that should be a loss. Then they come home for the Giants. So they'll probably beat them.
They'll probably be 4-1, and the Niners will be 3-2. Yeah. And then the question is Debo ready to play?
Yeah.
That Thursday night? Maybe not. Geez.
Bubba brings up a good point. We led 14-0, and the Rams were just struggling to figure anything out. And championship teams put them away. Just didn't happen.
Yeah. Kyle doesn't keep the foot pedal to the metal like Bill Walsh used to do.
Yeah.
Bill Walsh's teams would win 30, would be up 30-0, 30-7. But you know what? We'll see where this thing goes. But
it's all about health.
Yeah. Let's get out of here, Lou. Sunday night.
Good.
Let's come back tomorrow night. Giants take on the Arizona Diamondbacks in Arizona. I'm going to check what game time is on that tomorrow. Hold on here. Pull this up. Giants tomorrow night is 6:40. So we'll be on the air tomorrow, 8:15, 8:30 tomorrow night. I was going to go to one of the games, but I don't think I'm going to. I'll just watch it on TV in the comfort of my house.
Oh, yeah, doing Buster.
Yeah. And, we'll see. Who knows what to predict? I got to decide. Is anybody in the chat that plays fantasy baseball out there? Anybody in there? TN, did TN leave? TN, you still with us? I need some fantasy baseball advice.
Outlaw Dan spoke about this last night. I thought that's exactly what the Nats did the right thing about Abrams.
Yep.
No one guy is bigger than the team. And when you gamble all night at a casino and you show up at 11 o'clock for a 1:15 game, he just all he cares about is himself.
Guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. How many subs do we got right now? Let me take a look. We better get more. I know I'm going to take a look at the subs and see how we're doing. Got to pull it up here. We're live. I got to get through the commercial. 4, 3, 2, 1.
And Dan, today
20 likes. 20 likes.
Dan, was today the final game at Oakland? Final weekend, right?
I believe so. 20 likes, guys. Let's see those lights shoot up to, how about 30 real quick, everybody? Just go hit the X right there in the corner. Hit 30, 20. We're at 20. I always forget myself. There's 21. Go ahead. Hit the likes, guys. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We're getting off the air. Hit that like button. I like to see it shoot up all of a sudden. Anyway, watch it go down to 15. All right. Anyway, who knows?
Kyle, it was Abrams for Washington.
So the team decided to do a fun competition.
What's that noise I'm hearing?
Nothing. It was. I went to see the chat how many we could get, and Kamala came up asking for $5.
I heard. Hey, we went to 26, just like that. Thanks,
there
guys.
You go.
Oh, I'll do my cackle. All right. All right, guys. The final 6 games of the season, Arizona and St. Louis. We tackle these 6 games, and then we go cover MLB playoffs, and we'll see where it goes. But, guys, we really appreciate you being part of NorCal Sports Network. You're great to have the chat. We love it. You guys help make the show, and really, really appreciate that. Get the music. Band is loud tonight. Let's see. Let's cut it down just a little bit. All right, guys. Really appreciate that. If you guys need any help there when it comes to, you see the banner there, make sure you give me a call. If you're looking, helped a lot of people in the last week. If you're looking to grow your money without the risk of losing it, give me a call. We may be hitting some turbulent times here in the marketplace coming up here with an election, and who knows what's happening after that with inflation. But give me a call, 888-960-SAFE, 888-960-7233, or my number's up there in the top left-hand corner of the screen, right above my left shoulder here, right over there, 623-825-3900, or 888-960-SAFE, like safe at second base. Why safe? Because your money is safe. That's why the company's name is Secure Money. All right, I can help you out whether you have as little as $15,000 to $20,000, or you have $100,000 or $1 million. I work with everybody. I've got clients with as little as $15,000, and I've got clients that have, $2 million plus that I manage. So give me a call. And if you need a loan, give Los a call. Rates have dropped recently, but they might not stay there. Give Los a call at Flex Funding. His phone number right there at the bottom of the screen, scrolling, 925-250-4894. Again, 925-250-4894. If you forget those numbers, just scroll back to the end of the show, rewatch it, and you can see these numbers scrolling across the screen at the end of the show. Again, guys, thanks so much for joining. For Lou Marston, I'm Dan Cochimilio, and we'll see you tomorrow night around 9:15, 9:30 after Giants Diamondbacks game. Have a happy Monday tomorrow. See you tomorrow night, guys.